And Marsau, he has said he don't do anything to get a divorce. And I'm like, dude, you cheat like a mother. Like, dude, shut up. You acting like we ain't been places and you did whatever. Like if anything, don't say nothing. Don't sit up here trying to make me seem a certain way when you know that you 1,000 times worse than me.
Over the years, the relationship between LaTisha Scott and her husband, Marsau Scott, has been a frequent topic of discussion among fans of the show Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Marsau, often questioned about his loyalty to LaTisha, faced accusations of infidelity and rumors that created tension and doubt among viewers. Despite this, LaTisha stood by her husband, defending their marriage, and always appeared supportive. She consistently tried to shield her family from the rumors, maintaining a strong front for the sake of her relationship with Marsau. But recently, a surprising turn of events occurred when LaTisha made a brave decision that no one saw coming. She filed for divorce. For years, LaTisha had fought for her marriage, hoping things would improve, but eventually, the cracks in her relationship became impossible to ignore. The challenges in LaTisha and Marsau's marriage were not new. From the very beginning, Marsau took on a traditional role, positioning himself as the decision-maker, particularly when it came to finances and household matters.
I understand all of these different projects you have going on, but it's what? Why are you giving me attitude?
Because I don't think you understand.
I want you to understand my feelings, and I want you to acknowledge my feelings.
I listen to logic. If you want to communicate effectively with me,
that was my space. What if it happened to you? If somebody's sitting in...
LaTisha was expected to stay at home, raise the children, and take a back seat in the marriage. At first, she accepted this role. But as time passed, LaTisha began to change. She wanted more independence, more fulfillment, more success in her own right. She wanted to pursue education, build a career, and live for herself beyond just being a wife and mother. Unfortunately, instead of supporting her, Marsau often made hurtful comments that undermined her aspirations. Rather than celebrating LaTisha's dreams, he belittled them. His actions suggested that her ambitions were something to hide, something to be ashamed of. Despite these red flags, LaTisha remained hopeful. She loved her family, and she believed in their marriage, choosing to ignore these early warning signs.
There are a lot of double standards in this group. Marsau is a big-mouthed person, and he has a lot of standards, and some of them might be double. I don't know.
However, rumors of Marsau's infidelity continued to swirl, and over time, they became harder to dismiss. Whispers about Marsau's late-night phone calls, suspicious business trips, and private messages started to surface. LaTisha confronted him multiple times about these issues, but every time, he either laughed them off or made her feel guilty for even questioning him. It was clear that Marsau wasn't taking her concerns seriously, and with every passing day, LaTisha was left wondering whether the man she loved was hiding a completely different life, one that involved other women, secret texts, and hidden relationships. For years, LaTisha chose to stand by her husband, dismissing the rumors and defending their marriage. But as more women came forward with their own stories, it became impossible for her to ignore the truth. Marsau's behavior became even more suspicious. He started to act in ways that seemed intentionally secretive, posting vague, cryptic messages on social media about protecting his family and sharing old pictures of the two of them to maintain a certain public image. These actions felt hollow to LaTisha. His words and his actions didn't match. It was all for show, designed to keep up appearances and calm the rumors, but they weren't helping their marriage. At this point, LaTisha realized that she had been the only one working to keep their relationship intact. She was the one fighting for their marriage, holding it together, while Marsau only seemed concerned about his public image. Despite his repeated public apologies, LaTisha could sense that he wasn't truly working to fix things. His primary concern was how he was viewed by others, not the health of their relationship. He was more interested in appearing like the perfect husband than actually being one. The final straw came when LaTisha had to face the truth. She had been living in denial for far too long, convincing herself that things would improve. But in reality, she had been emotionally neglected for years, always putting Marsau's needs above her own. Despite all her efforts, she had never received the same commitment from him. Instead of being in a partnership, She was in a relationship where Marsau only sought control, not equality. With this realization, LaTisha began to make plans in secret. She consulted with attorneys, reached out to her closest friends, and took steps toward taking control of her own life.
What? I don't understand. Like what?
Okay. I'm gonna sure.
A lot of times, Tisha hears things about Marsau she probably already know. She just don't want you to know. Because then, the more people know, the more she might have to do something about it. Almost how Melody had to do, you know? That's why I try to keep whatever Marsau and I done in the past with women and places we've gone, things we've done, people we shared. Him after me, though.
Her friends had seen the cracks in her relationship, but they didn't know how to tell her without causing more pain. Once LaTisha admitted to herself that she couldn't keep living this way, she began taking action. Marsau, not used to being the one left behind, tried to salvage their marriage in his own way. He made emotional appeals, talking about their children and the happy memories they shared. But LaTisha saw right through it. His actions weren't motivated by love or a desire to fix their marriage, they were an attempt to protect his reputation, his wealth, and his control over the situation. Behind the scenes, Marsau was consulting with attorneys and financial advisors to make sure his assets were secure before the divorce was finalized. Meanwhile, LaTisha focused on her own well-being. For so many years, she had neglected her own needs, always putting her family's happiness first. Now, she was making a choice for herself. She stopped responding to Marsau's emotional pleas, his late-night phone calls, and his public posts. She needed peace, clarity, and time to heal. She leaned on her family, friends, and even a therapist for support. Despite Marsau's best efforts to portray himself as a victim, the truth began to come out. More and more people saw through his facade. His public apologies and social media posts couldn't hide the reality of the situation any longer. LaTisha had carried the burden of their marriage for years, and now, she was choosing to walk away. She wasn't doing it out of anger or a desire for revenge, she was simply tired of being treated as if she wasn't enough. LaTisha's journey is one of quiet strength and resilience. She could have publicly humiliated Marsau, but instead, she chose to move with grace and dignity. She allowed her actions to speak louder than words, and in doing so, she reclaimed control over her life. Marsau may have tried to maintain the image of a perfect marriage, but the truth couldn't be hidden forever. LaTisha's decision to leave was not just a personal one, it was a powerful statement. After all the years she had devoted to her marriage, she finally chose herself. She wasn't the same woman she was when she first got married. She had grown, matured, and learned valuable lessons about her own worth. Now, LaTisha was ready to move forward and create a life that was truly her own. This chapter in LaTisha's life marks a new beginning. It's about taking back control, putting her needs first, and finding happiness on her own terms. She may not have expected her journey to unfold the way it did, but in the end, she found the strength to walk away from a toxic relationship and start fresh. In the process, LaTisha became an inspiration to many others who might be stuck in unhealthy relationships, showing them that it's okay to choose yourself and your happiness over the expectations of others. Her story proves that sometimes, the hardest decisions lead to the most rewarding transformations. As for Marsau, the truth of his actions will continue to unfold, but LaTisha is no longer caught in the web of lies and deceit. She has moved on, stronger than ever, and ready to take on the next chapter of her life. LaTisha Scott is no longer just a wife or a mother, she is her own woman, standing tall and reclaiming her voice. The story of LaTisha Scott is one of personal growth, resilience, and the courage to walk away from a relationship that no longer served her. It's a reminder to all of us that we deserve to be in relationships where both partners are committed and equal, and when that balance is lost, it's okay to choose a new path. LaTisha's strength lies not only in her decision to leave, but in her refusal to settle for anything less than the happiness and respect she deserves. While the future may be uncertain, one thing is clear, LaTisha's journey is just beginning. She has overcome more than anyone can imagine, and now, she's ready to face whatever comes next with confidence and determination. The next chapter will undoubtedly be filled with new challenges, but LaTisha is ready for them. She's stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever to make her life her own. The story of LaTisha Scott isn't just about her marriage, it's about finding your voice, standing up for yourself, and making the brave decision to take control of your own life. It's a story of resilience, of letting go of the past, and embracing the future. LaTisha's journey is a powerful reminder to us all that we have the strength to rewrite our own stories, no matter how difficult the road may seem. As we wrap up today's video, LaTisha's journey reminds us all of the importance of knowing our worth and not settling for less than we deserve. After years of holding her marriage together, defending her husband, and hoping for change, she finally chose to prioritize herself. Her story isn't just about walking away from a relationship, it's about taking control of your own happiness, standing up for yourself, and realizing that you deserve to be treated with love and respect. LaTisha's strength and grace in the face of adversity are truly inspiring, and her decision to move on shows us that sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself is to let go of what's holding you back. If LaTisha's story resonated with you, I encourage you to take a moment and reflect on your own life, your own relationships, and ask yourself if they truly serve you. Remember, you deserve happiness, peace, and love. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.